Diabetics, put a finger down if one time you went out to dinner, but before you left, you changed your pump so you had a fresh set of insulin and a fresh inset to last you for the evening, and your sugar just happened to be like 300 and you didn't think much of it. You corrected for it, but it didn't go down. But you ended up going to a taco joint for dinner and had chips and salsa, 4 tacos, and a couple margaritas, and you're like, oh, it'll be fine. And you corrected for the dinner, but your blood sugar still didn't go back down. But everyone was going to the movie theater, so you decided, oh, I'll go too. I'll have a Diet Coke and a bucket of popcorn. So you had the bucket of popcorn, corrected for it, and still your blood sugar didn't go down. And you just went about your evening. Casual evening, no alcohol, just a good time. Then you wake up in the middle of the night to profusely throwing up, thinking, oh, I just have the stomach flu. It's no big deal. Let me just throw up and go back to bed. And literally 10 minutes later, you wake up and you throw up again. And then 10 minutes later, again. And it continues throughout the morning to a point where you feel like, I really have something wrong with me, but I think it's just the flu. It's not a huge deal. I'll just have a Gatorade to replenish the electrolytes. And you had a red Gatorade to replenish the electrolytes, and you kept correcting for it, but your blood sugar still didn't go down. And as the day went on, you just kept losing energy and your body stopped functioning properly, and you think, oh, something's definitely wrong. But everyone around you said, oh, it's just the stomach flu. Don't think much of it. It gets to the point where you can barely sit up in bed and you think, gosh, there's definitely something wrong. So you convince everyone that you need to go to the emergency room right now, and they end up taking you. And then the doctor said, if you came any later, that you probably wouldn't have made it. And then told you that you were going into diabetes ketoacidosis, which is like the first time you've ever heard of this, even though you've had the condition for like 15 years. So they put you on an IV drip and then you feel perfectly fine, but they won't let you leave the hospital because they want to monitor your symptoms. But the problem is it's a hospital that you don't typically go to, so they don't have your medical history and they don't have any contact to your normal endocrinologist. So they bring in a new endocrinologist and a new doctor that has no idea how to manage diabetes. So you end up telling them how to manage diabetes and telling them that you're fine because you've been in the hospital for 4 days. And it gets to the point where they bring in the hospital administration for me to tell them that I'm fine to go home. And after days of convincing, they finally let you go home. After doing your own research, you end up finding out the reason you went to DKA in the first place was because when you changed your pump before dinner that one day, that little inset was blocked and you weren't getting the amount of insulin that you needed. So you end up being scarred for life. So every time your blood sugar goes high, you end up just downing a bunch of water and spam bolusing until you know that insulin's getting into your system. And then you've gone into DKA only one time ever since.